Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we are going to be playing something a little bit different. We're going to be playing some Black Ops 3 zombies, and I'm going to be getting to round 50 on every single Black Ops 3 zombie map. That doesn't include the Zombie Chronicles maps, just the normal Black Ops 3 zombie maps and the Giant. If you guys do end up liking this, which I really hope you do because I really enjoy playing zombies, but if you do end up liking this video, then I can make plenty more zombie content, stuff like round 100s and challenges and different zombie games, all sorts of stuff like that. But, you know, this is kind of like a tester to see what you guys think of this kind of content. If you do like it, then, you know, that opens up a lot more opportunities for my channel. But anyway, we'll see how it does. So, what you can expect from this video is kind of just like explaining everything that I'm doing, strategies, anything that I build, all kind of stuff like that. Just basically showing you how to get to round 50. So everything that I'm doing here, you could basically go and do, because I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, pretty much. It's not an ultimate guide or anything. It's not like showing you how to build everything or how to do every single wonder weapon. But if that's something you wanted to see, then I'd be more than happy to go and do that for you. But for now, I'm just doing things that are necessary for my round 50. So sometimes I won't even use a wonder weapon because it might not be necessary. Also, Dead Ops Arcade is in here. I just thought I'd put it in for a laugh. I love a bit of Dead Ops Arcade. I actually managed to do this first try. Honestly, Dead Ops Arcade is so much fun for me. I love it so much. So I obviously didn't get to round 50 on that. I got to round 64 because that is the boss fight level. So I completed the boss, so I'll explain that a little bit when I get onto it. Let's jump straight into the video. So, the first map we're going to be playing today is Shadows of Evil. And this is a really good map, to be honest with you. I mean, this isn't my favourite map, but it's definitely not a bad map. This is a really good map, and I've had a lot of fun over the years playing this map. It's great. The only thing bad about this map, in my opinion, right, is the fact that you can't do the Easter egg with one person. Because I'm pretty sure you can get the RK5, can't you, if you do all the Easter eggs. And in order to get like all the things, you get the gate worms for the other ones, and then for this one you get the summoning key. But I don't think you can get the summoning key unless you complete the Easter egg and get the cutscene. And to get the cutscene, you need 4 people. So unfortunately, I have done this, but this was ages ago on my first account. So I haven't actually got all the Easter eggs done. So I don't get that RK5. I really would have liked to have that. But apart from the Easter egg, this map is even the Easter egg's really good, and the map itself is just so good. So in order to unlock Pack-a-Punch on this map, all you have to do is activate the rituals around the map, and then you go down into the Pack-a-Punch area, and you start the ritual down there, complete the ritual, and then you've got the Pack-a-Punch. So that's what I've just done here, and I bought the KRM because every 2 rituals you do, a Margwa spawns, and they're really fucking annoying. So I got this little shotgun so I can take him out nice and easy. There we go. So I have already got the shield, as you can see in the bottom right there. So now we're going on this little train thing to see the symbol so that I can get the sword. So there's 2 symbols and the 3rd symbol. So now that I've got all of my symbols, I can go down into the Pack-a-Punch as the beast, and I can zap these things on the wall, and it'll unlock the wall so that I can grab my egg. Now I have to put the egg on the statue. There's 4 statues, and when I put my egg on the statue, I think I need to do about 10 souls, 10 or 15. Once it's charged, I say about 15 actually. Yeah, once all 4 eggs are charged on the statue, it'll be fully charged, and then I can go and get my sword. And then I have to upgrade it. So we don't want the normal sword because that's shit. I mean, it probably I don't even know. I never even pulled the normal sword out, so I don't know how shit it is. I just remember it being really shit. So I'm not even gonna comment on how long it's one hit for, but we want the upgraded sword basically, because you can summon a little sword. I don't actually know what the little sword's called, so we're just going to call it a little sword. You can summon a little sword, and even if you're past round 100, that little sword is still going to one hit. Unfortunately, though, you can't use the normal sword to like smack them past round 100 because you'll just get hit marks with it, and it ends up turning shit. Because we're getting to round 50 today, we could just sit there using the sword and smack the zombies with it, because I'm pretty sure it's still 1 to 2 hit by round 50, so that's pretty good. But if we end up in the future going for around 100, we won't be able to use the sword like that. So as you see right there, I just built the Apothicon Servant. Honestly, one of the best wonder weapons ever made, in my opinion. So right here, you can see I'm killing the last of the Margwas, and you saw on the left of my screen there. My egg is now fully charged. I can go back to this person that gave me the quest, and she's going to give me the upgraded sword. So now we are basically set up, and all we have to do, we need to go down to the Pack-a-Punch, make sure we get dead wire, because dead wire is essential for doing training. basically for saving ammo in the wonder weapon, because you don't want to be spamming your wonder weapon all the time. Even though we're going to have an alchemical antithesis. I said that wrong, didn't I? Antithesis, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, see, I've got the gobble gum now. We're going to have that just in case we run out of ammo, but we still can't be spamming our wonder weapon too much because we will run out of ammo. So we want the dead wire to take out the train most of the time, but we want to be holding our wonder weapon most of the time, so that if we do get trapped, we can just shoot the floor. That's why this wonder weapon is so OP, because if you get trapped, just pull the trigger, boom, all the zombies are gone. Nice and easy. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about my strategy. This is where I'm going to be sitting now all the way until round 50. This is a nice open area, but to be honest with you, this is not where I would normally sit. Normally, I would sit by the, you know where I built the shield? That's where I would be sitting, over at the river area, next to the MA on the wall. That's usually where I sit, but after getting to around 100 a few times sitting in that one spot, I come to realize that the spawns are very, very slow there. So I thought maybe I should sit down here, and the spawns will be a bit quicker. They are quite quick, to be fair to you. So this is probably a good place to sit if you want the spawns to be quicker, but I feel like it's not as safe as the spot that I used to sit in, and that's because I had like a really good routine going in that other spot, because I've done it so often. But this is still a really good spot as well. There is also another place you can sit, and that is I can't remember, I can't exactly pinpoint where it is, but you need to have one of the doors closed. It's what all the really good zombie players use, and you can just absolutely destroy through the rounds. You could just use your wonder weapon, use all chemical antithesis, and you'll be fine. But maybe if we go for around 100, we'll use that strategy. But anyway, I'll talk you through this one. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm running around in circles just as you would in a normal train, but I use this bit of the room here that I'm standing in here, and I'll just walk around in circles. Nearly got trapped there, so I had to shoot my wonder weapon, but I'll try to just walk around this tiny little area. If it gets too hectic for me, then I'll run around that little thing in the middle, I think train, whatever it is, whatever that piece of thing is. I'll walk all the way around it, go around the outside of the room, because there's plenty of space in this room, but if I just use this little area here, I could probably get the kills a lot quicker. So what I use is the Kuda normally, and then when my sword is charged, I'll pull the sword out and let the sword get as many kills as possible until it's finished, and then I will use my Kuda again. So I'll just keep on getting dead wire kills to charge up my sword. If I ever get trapped, because I'll always be holding my wonder weapon out, if I ever get trapped, I'll make sure to shoot my wonder weapon. But unless I get trapped, I do not shoot my wonder weapon. I only use dead wire and my sword. So, yeah, that's basically all I'm doing until round 50. So it's nice and easy, pretty chilled out strategy. So, yeah, that is Shadows of Evil. Really, really good map. I hope you guys have enjoyed so far. Now we're going to be moving on to Dreisendrache. So I think Dreisendrache is one of the best, or classed as one of the best zombie maps in history. And I think that because they've taken some really good ideas from their older, really successful zombies, and they've put it into this one. So, but the bows, for example, very similar to the staffs. They're really cool. They're all basically different elements, and you have to do a really cool quest to unlock them, just like you did with the staffs. Really, they've also brought back the dragon heads. You just got to fill them up and you get something really good in return. And the Easter egg on this map is so fun and satisfying to do. I mean, it's not too difficult to the point where an average player wouldn't be able to do it, and the steps are just not like, they're not annoying like some of the Easter egg steps are. So I really enjoy doing the Easter egg on this. Also, all the weapons that you can use, the bows are really good, fun to use. You get the Ragnaroks as well, the specialist weapons, they're really good as well. So I think all round this is just a really good map, like in everybody's opinion. If anybody in this video doesn't like this map or something, let me know why, because I'm interested to know, because I think this is a really good map. So to start off, we are going to fill up all of the dragon heads so that we can get the bow. We want the bow so that we can obviously get the lightning bow, so we can get a nice comfortable round 50. So we filled up the last dragon head there, and we've now got the bow. We need to shoot that thing up there so that it drops a broken bow down here, so we can pick that up outside of the wall, and now we can start our lightning bow quest. So the first thing we have to do is shoot this thing over here until it's on fire, and then there's another one just over there all the way in the distance. We shoot that until that's on fire, and there we go, we hit that one. And then there's one more down by the rocket just up there, shoot that one, and now that's the first step for the lightning bow complete. Now I was gonna just hanging around by the rocket until it sets off, so we can just put this lever down. When we put this lever down, that basically starts, that does something anyway. You go back through there, you just get through the doors before they close, and then you have to hold off in here by a bunch of fire zombies and electric zombies. Once you've held off, you can pull that lever again, and then you get the first part to the Ragnaroks. So we go back up here now, and this is the second step to the lightning staff, bow. You need to basically run on all these little stones on the wall. Once you've done it, it makes a funny noise, like that. So then, now that we know we've done that, we need to do the... We need to fill the souls up in this... I'm not sure what this is. Is it like a vase or something? Whatever it is, we need to fill, I think, 5 souls into it. And then once we filled 5 souls into it, we can charge our bow, get a lightning charge, and then we need to go and shoot the same things that we shot earlier to get fire and lightning coming out of it. So there we go. We've done the first one. Fill this one up as well. And once we filled this one up, we have to hit this one really far in the distance. This one's actually very far away, and it does take a couple of tries sometimes to get this. But we luckily got it just here. After we got that nuke, so we got enough time to do it. So now the last one again is down the rocket, so we've just filled this one up, and now we can hold a charge, pick up the electric bit, go outside there, and hit the last one. And that is basically the final part to the lightning bow. Basically really easy to do that, to be honest with you. The hardest one, I think, on here, we just go up to this little thing, hold square, and it'll drop the arrow, and that's basically done. But the hardest bow on here, I believe, is the fire bow. I mean, I think it's like reasonably easy, but I feel like to an average player, the fire bow... Oh yeah, this is my first encounter with a panzer. This is basically how I take panzers out. Just turn on the trap, nice and easy. But yeah, the fire bow, I feel like to an average player would be very difficult, because you need to do a step where you need to fly into the sky on the Wonder Sphere. Is that what they're called? The Wonder Sphere? The things that fling you into the sky. And you need to hit a circle while in the air. I feel like to an average player, that might be quite difficult. But to me, I mean, I remember when I was trying to do it for the first time, and I just couldn't do it. And I remember trying it for like an hour, and I just couldn't do it. But after like plenty of practice, I can basically do it first or second time now, so it's not too bad. But I feel like to an average player, the fire bow would be like extremely difficult to do. And it's like, I mean, it is second best in my opinion, but I don't think it's worth the effort if you can't do it. So anyway, this is where we're going to be camping for this whole strategy. I'm going to build the Ragnaroks here as well. Because they're not really needed, but they are very, very helpful and very, very strong. So yeah, we're going to get them. So we're going to camp here. This is going to be our spot for the whole game, and let me tell you why, right? I don't know what's wrong with this place, or this little walkway, right? Logically speaking, right, they should come and get... Right, I'll show you in a minute anyway, because I want to explain it as you can see it, so you know what I'm talking about. So right now, it's round 60, and I've just realized, shit, I haven't even done the bow. So I run down quickly, because I had 25k to do Pack-a-Punch. I wanted to try and get fireworks on my shotgun, because fireworks on shotguns are ridiculously overpowered. And I wanted to get dead wire on the dredge, but unfortunately I only had enough money to get blast furnace. But blast furnace isn't all that bad, it just doesn't activate as often. So now we're going to be standing at the pyramid, just spamming the bow. Finally got our lightning bow on round 17, and now we can go back up to our little strategy. So what I was talking about earlier is this spot. I mean, this isn't the reason I'm camping there, but it's just... oh, yeah. This is my failed encounter. I tried to put the trap on, but I missed it. Nearly got flamethrower to death, so I had to use that and get away. So that was a complete mess. So I ended up running back up to my spot, put my spikes down, and waited for him to get caught in it. Come around the corner, just blow him away with my shotgun. Which, yeah, I'm using the shotgun for the panzers. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But yeah, KRM especially for the panzers. This is how it should be done. This is the next encounter with the panzer afterwards. Nice and easy. In the trap, just blast them away with that. There we go. So the KRM's really good at taking out panzers. So now we're back to the spot. So we're basically... I don't have to use this right now, but I just thought I would. So yeah, you can stand up here and use any machine gun really, because all the heads are lined up and it's nice and easy. So... let me explain what I was on about earlier, right? So, if you can see, when I look down there, I'm kind of like past halfway. So, when you go up these stairs, there's stairs on the left that comes up to this bit, and there's stairs on the right. I'm past the halfway mark, which means the zombie should be going up the other stairs to get me from behind. But for some reason, they will only go up those stairs until I get right to the bottom of that walkway. So, if you know what I mean, then you understand. So here's another encounter, just get him in the trap, nice and easy, just blow him away. But yeah, is it going to cut back to it? Yeah, so it doesn't matter how far down this little walkway I go, they're not going to come behind me, even though there's clearly a staircase there that's going to get them to me quicker. But when I get all the way down to the bottom, they will go up the other staircase. So it's pretty OP, to be fair, because I can fall back quite far. So as you can see there, I'm past halfway, so they should be coming behind me, but they're not. So that's an interesting glitch. But that's not the reason I'm camping here. This is a very safe spot, because past, what, like, I think 30... Yeah, I think it's this is the first round that I started to use my bow. Another Panzer encounter. I'm showing all my Panzer encounters, because Panzers are fucking annoying. So if you did want to play this map, I just want to show you how we take the Panzer out. You need to make sure in your head, obviously I'm at the trap every time I do the Panzer round. That's because in my head, I'm making sure I'm looking at how many rounds is going by, so I can determine whether or not the Panzer's going to come. I can't remember how many rounds exactly it is, but it's either one round or it's either the next round. So every time I'm at that trap, I'm probably there the round before as well, just to make sure, because sometimes it does spawn the round before you expect it to. But yeah, we started using the bow on round 31. We could have used it sooner, but I just wanted to use the machine gun, level up my dredge, whatever. But yeah, so round 31, basically we're sat here spamming the bow. Now all we do is stand at the top, shoot at the ground, and the lightning will take over. Sometimes the lightning comes towards you and goes inside the staircase, and then it doesn't kill any zombies, which is really annoying because it's a waste of a shot then, and you're wasting a bit of ammo. Also, from sitting in this spot like for a while, I've actually realized that if you stand on the steps, the spawns are slower, and they spawn in the courtyard outside. More of them spawn out there. I think a few of them spawn out there, like now, but if you stand on the steps, more of them spawn out there, and that slows the spawns a lot. So you need to stand right at the top of the stairs so that all the spawns, or at least most of the spawns, are in the room that you're in now. But whenever there's a power up like that, like there, like say if it's a max ammo and I need it, it's really annoying because I have to go on the steps to get it, and then all the zombies that are spawning in at that time spawn outside, and it just takes a little bit longer. So this is a really safe strategy, because obviously if you get like pushed back, you got a lot of space before like you get trapped. So as you saw there, the Ragnaroks are extremely overpowered. They're so strong. If you wanted to take 20 seconds to rest your fingers, or have some food or something, or just chill out for just 20 seconds and just chuck the Ragnaroks down. I'm not sure if they last 20 seconds. I'm just saying 20 seconds. I think they might last 30 seconds, but that's just a guess. But they're also very handy for if the Panzer ends up spawning in when you don't expect him to, or if you just don't get to the trap in time and then you need to buy yourself some time. Just chuck the Ragnaroks down and it'll fling him into the air, giving you about, I'd say, about 5 to 10 seconds to think about how you're going to take the Panzer out. Obviously at these high rounds they get very, very strong and take ages to kill, but as long as you're counting the rounds properly in your head and you can get to the the trap. So obviously here round 49, it would have been a shame if I messed it up and didn't get to the trap in time, because it took a while, to be fair. It's not a very fast strategy, to be honest with you, but I don't think there is many fast strategies on this map. So yeah, just make sure if you're playing this map, you always think in your head like when the Panzer's going to spawn, or when he could spawn. If you think he's going to spawn, just go stand there just in case. And sometimes he didn't spawn for me, but you obviously didn't see that part. You only saw the parts where he did spawn. But yeah, this is basically the strategy, and I'm pretty sure you could go in the strategy until probably like round 80, 90 or something like that before you start running out of ammo, even with your all-chemical antithesis. Yeah, that's how you say it. Yeah, so probably like 80 or 90 you could probably stay here for. You could get like it could mess you up, the lightning going inside the stairs or the wall and not killing zombies, because obviously you start to zone out when you've been doing it for so long and you're not really paying attention. So sometimes that does happen, so you do have to kind of pay attention at all times, and obviously make sure to pay attention to the rounds because of the Panzers. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this strategy. So that is round 50 on Dreisendrache, and now we'll be moving on to Zetsubo no Shima. So I think Zetsubo no Shima is one of the more disliked zombie maps by the casual kind of players, like the people that aren't like sweats and they just want to play the game and chill. I think it's more disliked by those players, and I think that because this map is pretty difficult, to be honest with you. I mean, there's not really many places you can camp or any places where you can train, apart from the one that I use in this game here that you'll be seeing later. So yeah, it's a pretty hard map. I mean, the Thrashers, the mini bosses that spawn in as well, they can be quite annoying and they sponge a lot of bullets. But for me, and I think for a lot of good zombie players, this is actually quite a fun map. Like, to be honest with you, I haven't played this map in so long, and when I was coming onto it, I was thinking, I really don't want to play this map. I remember it being so shit. But after playing it now and getting to round 50, I actually realise now how like fun this map actually is. And to be honest with you, the main reason for that is because of the skull. I honestly love using the skull so much. Like, it's just so fun. This map is really different. I like all the cool things you can do with the plants and all the different buckets of water and that. If you didn't know, at the start of the game, you can pick up a bucket, and then you can pick up 3 different colours of water. You can get blue, green, and purple, and then you pick up seeds as well from zombies, I think. And then you plant the seeds, and you put the different coloured water in, and you can get all sorts of different things depending on the coloured water that you put in. There's loads of stuff you can get. You get power-ups, you can get free perks, you can actually get like a pod or something that puts you in it. I don't know what they're called. I think there's a name for it, but yeah, when you die, you come out of that pod. So yeah, there's loads of cool things you can get with that, and I honestly, that makes this map like so unique and just so cool. So as you saw there, I just turned the power on. The power is a little bit different on this map. You have to turn on temporary power first to unlock this I think it's a bunker or whatever it is. You need to open the doors by turning that power on. So to turn on temporary power, you just need to use your water buckets to fill up the power bit on the left side of the map and then the right side of the map. Once they're powered on at the same time, the doors to the middle, well, this area here, the bunker, will open, and then you can go inside and open up the power room door, and then you'll have to go underwater and start some lockdown sequence, and then once you complete that, you can turn the power on then. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's pretty cool. But like I was saying, yeah, this map is, I feel like it's not that popular just because of like how difficult it is, really. I mean, the Easter egg on this map I think is pretty good. I mean, it's not as good as the Horizon track, but I still think it's pretty good. It's not too hard. It's just a bit long because you got to do, I remember you have to do the shooting down the plane bit. I remember that was quite annoying, unless you can just smash it first time, happy days, but I remember it took me quite a long time. But apart from that, you got to do the KT4, and I don't know, for me, it takes quite a while, which is why in this gameplay, I'm not actually going to use the KT4. I don't actually need it for what I'm doing. I just need dead wire or something to kill the zombies to power up my skull, so that's what dead wire can do. So I don't really need the KT4. It's not really worth the, like, 20 plus minutes to get it upgraded when I don't really need it. Maybe if I end up coming back and doing this on round 100, I probably will use it, just because, like, taking, like, 20 to 30 minutes just to get it is probably going to be a lot quicker in the long run, because round 100 on Black Ops 3 would take about like 6-7 plus hours, so that would speed up the run a lot. So as you can see here, I'm just doing my skull. You have to put your skull with the right symbol on this little thing with the right symbol at the same time, and then you put it in there. Zombies will spawn in, try to attack it. You just got to protect it, and then it'll do that. Then it's cleansed from all the blood. You pick it up, and then you take it back to where you got it, put it back down, and once every single skull has been cleansed, you can go down into this little temple thing, whatever it is, and then you start the little ritual, and you basically just have to defend yourself against these. Nice and easy. They're all 1-bullet kill, so there's no way you should die to them. And there we go. That's the skull. Literally the most overpowered weapon in the whole entire game, honestly. I have so much fun using it, and now all that's left to do for the get ready for this strategy, I need a pack-a-punch. So I got an ICR and an MA. It doesn't really matter. I wanted to get like blast furnace on one and then dead wire on the other, so I could dead wire, then switch, then blast furnace, and switch, and you know what I mean. But I don't think I got that lucky. I nearly lost my gun here. If you can see this, I kept coughing and choking. I couldn't pick my gun up, but luckily we got it. So we got fireworks on this one, and then we got dead wire on that one. I don't think I actually ended up using fireworks because fireworks doesn't give you the kills, and I didn't like that, so I just used dead wire only, which is fine. So we're basically in the strategy now. This is where we're going to camp, and I mean, it is open and it's nice to train, but let me just like make it clear, this is not an easy spot to camp in, just because like they spawn out the ground, so there is a chance that they can spawn in your face and block you. So it is still pretty risky, but as long as you're like paying attention, you should be fine. You just saw there I built a mask, which is like absolutely essential, because let's say you kill one of them thrashers, they can, I think when they die, there's like a gas cloud around them, and when you walk through it, you start choking and coughing, and you can't shoot, and it's fucking annoying. So yeah, the gas mask is definitely needed on this map, otherwise you will probably die choking. But yeah, the aim of the strategy, just keep walking in circles, hit them with the dead wire, and just do that over and over again, and then pull out the skull, go ham. A death machine drops every now and then, and I like to just sit in the corner and spam it. And because they spawn right here, we literally power through the round so quickly. Like sometimes when you got like a training strategy, and they spawn, like, I don't know, through barriers and stuff. It's a little bit longer because you have to wait for them to come to you, but these literally come straight out the ground, meaning these rounds will go, like, very, very quickly, so that's quite good. And because I'm using the skull, as soon as they spawn in, they instantly get, like, destroyed by the skull. Also, when a Thrasher spawns in and I haven't got my skull up, what I do is I just don't panic. I pretend he's not even there. I carry on doing my train, just turn around, shoot a couple bullets, get my dead wire to activate, and I just keep doing that. I pretend he's not even there, and then eventually I'll get my skull, pull my skull out, and I'll be able to kill him nice and easy. Apart from that, though, there's nothing that you really need to watch out for when you're doing this strategy. Like, apart from the spawns in, like, that when they spawn in your face, that can be quite annoying. But as long as you're not, like, I try not to walk against the wall too much, because if someone spawns, or like a zombie spawns right in your face, then you're going to get stuck against the wall and against that zombie, so you'll have more chance of getting trapped. So if you're standing, like, out in the middle of the room, sort of, you have a little bit more room to get around him, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I would say that. But apart from that, there's literally no issue with the strategy. As long as you're paying attention, I think you can definitely do this until, like, whatever round you want to go to. Obviously, 255 is the max, so yeah, you can get as high as that if you had however many hours that takes. But yeah, so here I am running to get a shield. I'll show you the shield run now, because when you do not have a shield, it can be very dangerous in there, because sometimes you might get trapped and you might need to, like, sometimes what I do is I get trapped in a corner with the riot shield, and I'll look at the corner because the shield is on my back. I'll face my back towards them, and I can have a couple of seconds to think what I want to do while they're hitting my shield. That was very dangerous there. I wouldn't actually recommend doing that if you're going for a shield run, but yeah, we're all good. So that the shield is going to be built up there, so it's nice and close to the spot, and yeah, but the shield shouldn't run out too much. The gas mask should never run out, like, barely ever. Like, in this whole run that I did, I think it only went down to, like, halfway. So yeah, very rarely you'll have to go and get a gas mask, but I think there's a workbench in the other power room, so you could just put it there. I put it in the power, but I wasn't planning to go and run back and get another one. But this is a spider round, and as you can see here, the spider rounds are so quick, and it's basically a free round. I think maybe like one every 5 or 7 rounds, so there's plenty of free rounds if you were to go for round 100 on this map. So we are on round 49 now, and as you can see, I do have Blast Furnace on my M8, which is a nice combination. We've got Dead Wire, Blast Furnace, so every time I get a Dead Wire, switch, do the Blast Furnace, switch, do the Dead Wire. Probably do Dead Wire 2 times, because Blast Furnace does take a little while to activate, and basically just keep doing that. And then you get your skull, pull that out, get like shitloads of kills. Sometimes a death machine will spawn in, and sometimes an insta-kill will spawn in. That's really good when that happens. You just absolutely fly through the rounds. And yeah, just basically repeat that. It's pretty easy, and it's pretty fun, to be honest. So, like, I can guarantee you probably won't get bored doing this one. I mean, some, like, round 100 strategies, you usually just get bored and think, oh, when's this going to end? I can't wait to do this, blah blah blah. This one's actually really entertaining, and I really enjoyed doing it. So yeah, round 50 on Zetsubono Shima. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I have done all of these without getting a single down. I didn't actually have the recording of me showing that I had 0 downs for the other 2, so you just have to take my word for it, and there you see 0 downs. But anyway, yeah, moving on to Gorod Krovi. So now we're on to Gorod Krovi, and to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of this map, to be honest with you. I mean, it's quite cool and all the things you can do on it is really cool, yeah, but honestly, I'm not a fan. And I think the main reason I just do not really like this map that much is because when this map was actually out, I was trying to do the Easter egg, and I mean, the overall Easter egg isn't that bad. It's just like any other Easter egg. Follow the steps and you'll be fine, sort of thing. And that's fair enough. But when you get to the boss fight, cool, you kill the dragon, that's nice and simple. And then you got to kill Nikolai, who's in the big mech suit with the rockets and all that shit. And right, I shit you not, right? That took me, I think I remember counting, around about 20 attempts it took me to do that. And keep in mind, to get to that stage in the Easter egg, I think it takes about an hour and a half to complete the Easter egg. And that's the boss fight, the very final part of the Easter egg. And I swear to God, it literally took me about 20 attempts. I tried all sorts of gobble gums, like literally loads of different ones. Danger close as well, because it reduced explosive damage, all sorts of things. And the one gobble gun that actually would have got me to do it in plain sight, I never thought of it at the time. So yeah, it took me many times to do that, and I remember as soon as I done it, I was so happy, and I just deleted the game straight away. But yeah, but anyway, the map itself, I mean, like, going for high rounds and that, it's just it doesn't feel that pleasing, really. I feel like it's more of like a story mode kind of map. There's no like good camping spots that you can sit in, or like not very many good spots. Well, there's not really any good spots you can train in. So to be honest with you though, this is probably the easiest round 50. So if you were to try and go for round 50 and you don't understand how to use a controller, this is probably the best one for you, because you literally don't have to move. All you have to do is sit there and press a bit of L2, a bit of R2, and that's literally it. You don't even have to wiggle your analog sticks. And we're going to be using the Mark 3s for that, because they are pretty much effective all the way up until round 50. If we were going for round 100 on this map, we'd be using a completely different strategy. So as you saw there, I did turn the power on, and it's a little bit different in this map. What you have to do is you need to go turn the switch on. Oh no, not turn the power on. To get Pack-a-Punch is a little bit different. You turn the power on, and then zombies drop these certain coloured things. I think it depends which area you're in, and you need to put one in on each area. And when you put them in the console, it drops like something shoots down from the sky. You have to defend that, and then once you've defended it, you just saw there. Like a minute ago, me doing all three, but once you've defended it, it opens up and you can pick up the part. You do that in all three areas, and then you go down to the little basement part and you just put it into the little console thing, whatever it is, and then you can ride the dragon then, and it can take you to Pack-a-Punch. And to be honest with you, this is literally where the strategy starts, and I was not planning to do this at all. I actually had a different strategy in mind, but after I got Pack-a-Punch from my weapons, I just thought, oh, okay, I'll just stay here, because I remember the time when this map actually first came out, and I remember I just wanted to go for a high round, and I found this spot when I like first played it, and I just sat here, and I actually got to, I think, like round 40 something, and I ended up being like in the top 100 because like the map had just come out on the day. So I remembered that, and I remembered it was pretty easy, so I decided to just stay here, and it is. So like I was saying, this is a really, really easy round 50. All you have to do, just stay here, easy. And then I'm using my RPK now, but once it gets to about, I think it's like around 25 or something, I switch to my Mark 3 ray guns, and I just sit there spamming that, and that's pretty much how the strategy goes. So just like on Zetsubonoshima and the Giant with the dogs and the spiders, we actually get a bonus round on here too, and it's these robots. I mean, they're a little bit more annoying than the dogs and the spiders, but either way, it's still, in my eyes, I class it as a free round. I'm not sure if you get them as frequently as dogs and spiders, but either way, every so often you will get a free round, so that's nice. But round 26 now, we are starting to use the Ray Gun Mark 3. And if you notice, if you've played Firebase Z, this thing is very, very similar to the Ray K, except the Ray K is probably one of the best fucking wonder weapons ever made. That thing is an absolute joke. But this thing actually doesn't kill infinitely like the Ray K does, which is sad. So about round 50, like I said earlier, is how long it takes until, you know, it's kind of useless. So if we were to go for around 100 on this map, then we would have to do a completely different strategy to this after round 50. I would also make sure you've always got all chemical antithesis, just in case you run out of ammo. And also, if you've got any cool gobble gums, the gobble gum machine is literally right behind you. So, you know, you can't really go wrong with this spot. I mean, if the weapon was more powerful, then you could stay here a lot longer. But unfortunately, after round 50, this thing is absolutely terrible. You might be able to survive until 60. I'm not too sure about that though. I didn't really try it, but round 49, this thing was terrible, and it was taking ages. And because like when you shoot a yellow ball out and then you shoot it into purple, that like becomes so weak after like round 45. Like that, they just stood there on the spot, and they don't die for at least like 7 seconds, which means the rounds are just so slow. Also, something else I wanted to say as well, when I get a death machine, probably not a good idea actually for anyone to do this. It's a really stupid idea because I nearly died actually. But what I was doing was I was sitting on the bottom floor with my death machines, because all the spawns, or most of the spawns, are actually downstairs on the bottom floor. So I was trying to make the most of it and get as many kills as possible. But after nearly dying doing that, I stopped doing it. So yeah, but anyway, one more thing about this strategy is at the start of rounds, I like to go downstairs and put the traps on. What that does is, you see all the windows that there are, like the little barricades. Yeah, there's just like flinger traps like at the front of the barriers, so whenever they go to jump over the window, they just get killed by the trap. So I mean, it helps out a little bit with the amount of time that the round takes, but either way, it's pretty easy. Easiest strategy I think you could probably do is one-handed. The only thing you would have to watch out for is the big robots that go up the stairs. Sometimes they stop halfway when you're not looking and they just zap you. But, I mean, you could just move out of the way. Nice and easy. And while I've literally run out of things to talk about on this map, I'll talk about the perks, because I haven't actually spoke about the perks yet. So most of the time I will probably be using the perks that you see here, but if there's ever a camping spot that I have, then Widow's Wine will always be the best option, because, you know, you don't need stamina up then because you're not running around. I don't think Widow's Wine is in this map. I can't actually remember. If it is, then I'm an idiot. But yeah, Widow's Wine for camping, because, you know, if you're camping in a spot and then they push you, they can hit your Widow's Wine, slow down, and then obviously stamina up for training so you can run faster. But those are usually the perks that I will always use. Like Sleight of Hand, obviously, so you can reload faster, and Double Tap, because I'm pretty sure it doubles damage, doesn't it? Because it gives you 2 bullets and you shoot faster. Either way, everybody knows Double Tap is fucking goated. But anyway, we have now got to round 50 on Gorod Krovi. If we end up doing round 100 on all these maps, this will be the map that I dread. Actually, no, it won't. Well, if I do Chronicles, Varrock will be the one that I dread, because that was a nightmare getting to round 50 on. But yeah, now we're going to be moving on to Revelations. So now we're on to Revelations, and I think this is probably, out of all the 4 Black Ops 3 zombie maps, this has to be the best one by far. And there is, like, the reason for that is that, I mean, you got all the old maps that everybody loves. You got all the really cool, well, not all of them, but you got a few really good guns that are just overpowered, and everybody loves overpowered stuff. And there's just so many different Easter egg type things you can do in this. You've got the masks that you can get, like some of them are like Juggernaut mask. You can get the God mask, which takes ages to do, but I mean, there's just all sorts of masks and stuff that you can do, and the map just looks great. So yeah, I haven't really got a bad thing to say about this map at all. But I have got 2 like downsides to this map, but that aren't really an issue, to be honest with you. And the one of them is, if you're playing with like friends, I feel like this map is quite difficult to revive your teammates. Like, let's say you're in the Dreisendrach area and your teammates are on the Origin side. I mean, good luck getting him. You know, you got to be speedy. You got, like, as soon as he goes down, you got to go get him instantly. Otherwise, you won't make it in time. And I'm pretty sure if you die in the the belly of the whatever it is, where the Pack-a-Punch is, I don't think the down symbol actually comes up. So yeah, downside, but I mean, it's not really an issue, is it? And then another thing, on this map, I've noticed that the Panzers just immediately appear. And where we're going to be camping, there's actually a spawn, like literally 2 feet away from me, where the Panzer spawns. And you know, if you don't react within about 3 seconds, the game over. He'll literally absolutely destroy you. If you remember on Dreisendrach earlier on, the Panzer just comes in from the sky, so you've got plenty of time to react and decide what you're going to do. But on this map, it's a little bit different, and it makes it 10 times worse, because where we're camping is where the spawn is. So I actually died on like a pretty decent round like earlier on, just because of that. I had my earphone off, so I didn't actually have the audio on the side where my earphone was, so I didn't actually hear it, and by the time I realised, it was too late. So, I mean, 2 downsides, but to be honest with you, not really issues at all. This map is great, and the Easter eggs are great. Everything you can do on it is just, it's such a good map. So what I'm doing here is I'm activating this little thing here. I'm not actually sure what it's called. There's 4 of them around the map, like in pretty much every map. To activate Pack-a-Punch, you need to activate all of these things around the map. When you activate them, it spawns in these type of zombies that are attacking me now. And you have to survive for about 20-25 seconds or so. And once you've survived, they will despawn and the portal to Nectar and Totem will open. And as you can see here, I'm shooting that in the sky. That's how you actually are able to Pack-a-Punch the... I forgot what it's called now, Apothecan's Servant. You have to shoot like 4 or 5 of those things floating in the sky. And as you can see, I've activated all 4 of the things around the map, so that means I can trap the monster with this little electrical thing, meaning that the Pack-a-Punch is now activated. So now I'm going to... You see that there? The Dragon Shield is so OP. If you get trapped in a corner and like you've got no other options, all you have to do, pull the shield out, shoot the floor. What I'm doing here is I've got a challenge where I need to kill 10 zombies while they're jumping between islands, and I just got it done. That was really hard, by the way. That actually took me ages to do, but you only saw the last 3 kills. So yeah, that's done. I did that so I could get this upgraded dingo for free. It's like on Origins. There's like you get 1 for double tap, and then you get another for a max ammo, and then you get 1 for an upgraded weapon. So it's the same thing, really. So we're in the Pack-a-Punch now, and I thought that I had shot all of the rocks in the sky for my Apothecan's Servant, but I didn't. So I upgrade my dingo and my thunder gun, and then I have to go back out and shoot the last rock. I don't actually think I've put them all in here, so here's the last rock here. Yeah, nice and easy. Once you know where they all are, it's pretty easy. There's literally 1 for every single island that you go on. So there we go, we upgraded the Apothecary Servant, and we're pretty much all set now. We can just jump straight into our spot. All we need now is Sleight of Hand. You definitely need Sleight of Hand when you're using the Apothecary Servant. And I'm using Mule Kick. I don't usually use Mule Kick, but the only two weapons we'd have is a Thunder Gun and an Apothecary Servant, so it wouldn't really work well. So Mule Kick is needed. Also on Horizon Drac, on this, that you get this like secret little pathway that you can do when the anti-gravity is on. And you take this pathway all the way to the end, and if you jump right, you can get this free perk bottle, which unfortunately ended up giving me Deadshot, which is absolutely useless. But it's all good. So we're all set now basically, and we're just going to stay here all the way until round 50. So this is basically the strategy. This map is actually so good that there are like many different places that you could actually go on this map, and I think this is actually the most popular one. I think this is the one that like all the top like zombie YouTubers use, or like high round players actually use to go for like a really high round, mainly because like it's just so easy, and like mainly it's just so quick. All you have to do, there's literally like 2 spawns. Well, there's 3 spawns. There's this barrier next to me. There's the barrier just outside that door, and then a couple of them come up the stairs. That's literally it. As you saw there, that guy literally just spawned right there. So if you're not paying attention, or you don't expect him to spawn in, then yeah, you're gonna die straight away. You can't react either unless you're holding the Thunder Gun out. Then yeah, there's no way you're reacting to killing him. So I was literally standing in the corner one time. My right earphone was off on my headphones, and I wasn't paying attention. He spawned on my right, and I couldn't hear it, and he absolutely destroyed me. So that's unfortunate. So if you are going to do the strategy, you've got to always expect that at the start of the round. So like at the start of every single round, what I usually do is I just kind of sit so I can see that side of the room with my Thunder Gun out, and if not, I just put it away. Also, I like to turn the trap on as much as possible, or use Ragnaroks. I don't have Ragnaroks in this game, but that's like when you're doing this strategy, if you're going for like 100 or something really high, you want to do everything you possibly can to avoid shooting your Apothecary Servant shot, because that's the main thing that's getting you kills. But when you start running low, then it's going to get a lot harder. So you want to turn on the trap, you want to put your Ragnaroks down, maybe use your shield to shoot, try and get some deadwire kills or something. The less amount you use your Apothecary Servant ammo, the better, because sometimes you could get like a massive stroke of just bad luck and just never get any max ammos, and you could be far away from a bug round or a parasite round, whatever they're called, and yeah, so you want to try and avoid, like, if you can see you're starting to run low when you've got like, I don't know, under like 6 or 5 bullets left, you want to start trying to think of other ways to kill the zombies, so you can kind of just drag it out as much as possible. Because when you run out of ammo, it gets really slow then, and it's just unnecessary. So if there's any ways you can actually slow the, like if you can carry on the round without using Apothecary Servant ammo, then that's really good. So it's good there's a trap there, and it's good to always have a deadwire weapon on you. And obviously you got the Thunder Gun as well. So the Thunder Gun as its own wonder weapon is already just like ridiculous. So I mean, it's not the end of the world if you do run out of ammo, but I mean, it's very quick to just be able to shoot the Apothecary Servant like just non-stop. It just means they're like non-stop dying, and you don't have to train them and wait for them to round up. It's just non-stop. They're always dying. That's why this is a very fast strategy. And then obviously the main reason I've got Mule Kick on is just for insta kills. So you can just pull out your again, that was lucky. I wasn't even expecting that. He appeared in front of me. But yeah, the reason why I got insta kill, the main reason, it's a good idea to have an LMG as well for this reason, but it's for insta kills. So you can sit in the corner and you can just hold the trigger. You don't have to aim or anything, because they all come out into your, like, where you're looking if you sit in that corner that I was sat in just there. Oh yeah, also don't go past the line that you see on the floor behind me. I don't know if you just saw that, but there's like a little line that you can quite clearly see. If you go over that, they will spawn behind you. But yeah, this is usually quite a safe spot. You've always really got the Apothecary Servant in your hand, and like, you know, as long as you keep your camera down towards the floor, so like if you were to panic shoot, your bullet doesn't go like too far away from the zombie to the point where it won't suck them in. Do you know what I mean? So if you were to shoot too far away, the zombie will just carry on hitting you and won't get sucked in. So make sure you're looking at the floor, so if you do end up getting trapped, you just shoot the floor beneath you and you'll be fine. That's why I'm always looking at the floor like all the time. So yeah, I mean, apart from that, there's literally nothing really much more to it. So yeah, that is Revelations. I'm not even sure if I'm going to have time for Dead Ops, but the next map we're going to do is the Giant. So I think the Giant is probably top 3 best zombie map of all time. Like, this is a really good map. No wonder they've brought it back 3 times now. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring it back again in the future. Like, this is a really good map. I like how basic it is, to be honest with you. Like, I like how easy it is to just start playing your game. Like, say Origins, for example. I know Origins is like a really good map, but sometimes I just can't be asked to do all the staffs, you know? Or just like do the staff and upgrade it. It's just effort. I just want to play the game, you know. And this is one of those kind of maps where I can just do that. I can just get on, get my guns, get my perks, and just play. And I really like that. It's really good. And I like the middle, not the middle. The spawn is kind of like you've got like two areas of this map. I think you got the spawn, which is a bit more challenging, but you can power through the rounds if you camp there, or you got this catwalk area and the whole area around here, which is like the casual area. I don't know, that's kind of how I see it, but either way, this is a really good map. The only setting up actually that you have to do in this map, apart from the box, is get monkeys and do what I'm doing here. You need to throw the monkeys in the portal, every single one, and then you have to teleport with the monkey, and you have to do that to every single portal, and then you can activate this little button that I'm going to activate in a minute. And basically what that does is it shoots a laser out of the origin head that's basically leaning on the top of the map. It will shoot a laser out of that, and it will melt the snow where there's a hidden perk, and that perk will either be stamina up or dead shot. And unfortunately in this game, like, I press the button there, shoots a laser, and you see in that corner there, unfortunately I got dead shot, which is not what you ever want on this map. So it's really annoying that there's actually no way to see what perk that is before the game starts, because usually I don't actually like play the game if it's dead shot, but I just thought I can't be bothered to redo it now. I'm on round 15, I may as well carry on. So that's what I did. But luckily, stamina up actually wasn't needed in the end after all. I mean, I did actually plan to just run around this whole starting room and just use dead wire and get all the way to round 50 like that. But when I was pack-a-punching, I was sitting up there spamming my Wonder Waff while I was waiting for the pack-a-punch to do. And while I was doing that, I kind of realized how like safe it is to just sit up there and spam the Wonder Waff. And I realized you don't actually like use ammo as fast as I thought. So I stayed up there a little longer, and I realized, shit, okay, this might be a strategy. And that's, well, you'll see in a minute, I'll explain it in a second. But what I'm doing here, I was lucky enough to actually have the Drakon, which is such a good weapon. It's round 30 here, and I'm still like safely standing in this corner. And also, if you didn't know, they don't spawn behind the fence if you're in here. If all the players in your game are in the spawn, no zombies are going to spawn on the other side of the fence behind me. So I can just sit in this corner, get nice one-shots. But I think 31 is when it becomes two-shot, which is why I'm now picking up the Vespa, chuck it at the pack-a-punch, and start to do a different strategy now. So this is basically, I spend the next couple of rounds now just spamming my Wonder Waff really, and that's when I come to realize, okay, I should stay up here, and that is basically when I just stand here now, and that is just what the strategy is. So all I do is I just stand back here, I shoot the left, then I basically just shoot whoever's closest, and it will just zap everyone nearby, and I just stand here and I just do that basically. And whenever I run out of ammo, I've got an all-chemical antithesis there to boost me all the way back up to max ammo, and we carry on. And I mean, it was pretty safe to get to round 50, no close calls with ammo or anything. But if this was a round 100 run, then we would have to use the bottom after round 50, because we would have big issues with ammo. We'd have to use dead wire, and we probably would need stamina up, to be fair. It's quite hard to run a tight area like that without stamina up. So when you're using all chemical antithesis, you see in the bottom right there, I've only got one and there's only two. It's probably a good idea to spam the gobble gun machine once you've used one. Even though you got one left, keep spamming it, because if you manage to get it, then that's good. But if you don't and you use it, then you know you're gonna get it soon. If you're not spamming it and you use one, then you know it's a possibility that's going to take 5 rounds until you get it, you know, because it goes in order. You get one of each of your gobble gums each round in a row. So if you're spamming it before you actually use your last one, then you should be able to get another one before you run out of ammo. So anyway, this is round 50 on the Giant. We're basically finishing the end of round 49 here, and honestly I really enjoyed this map. Such a good map. And this basically wraps it up for all the normal zombies. We're going to be moving on to Dead Ops now. I'm really interested to know how many of you guys, or if anybody, actually made it this far in the video. Leave a comment and let me know, because honestly I would really want to know if anyone made it this far. And if you have, honestly, thank you so much. It actually means so much to me. But if you are interested in Dead Ops, then that's what's coming up next. So for those of you that don't know, Dead Ops Arcade has been around since Black Ops 1, and there's only 3 of them. There's Dead Ops 1, which is in Black Ops 1, and then Dead Ops 2, which is this one in Black Ops 3, and then there's Dead Ops 3, which is in Cold War, and hopefully there will be a Dead Ops 4 in the next Treyarch game, because Dead Ops is just so much fun. I've enjoyed playing it, like every single one of them. They've just been so much fun to play. If you don't know what Dead Ops is, it's basically a bird's eye view kind of zombie mode, where you just go through the rounds just as you normally would on a normal zombie game. There is a little storyline to it. Basically, a silverback gorilla steals your chicken, and you've got to go 64 rounds to go and get your chicken back off the gorilla, beat him in the boss fight, and get your chicken. So yeah, it's a pretty funny storyline, but yeah, it's really good. So there is about 16 or 20 different arenas, so it's not just the same shit all the time and everything. It's always changing. There's always different things you have to deal with. There's challenge rounds in every single, not every single one, but most of the arenas. As you can see here, I'm literally driving around in a car. Like, what the fuck? This is a mini game, and mini games, I mean, as funny as they look, they're actually very, very helpful for the game, because you can get like those big ass diamonds like you saw me getting there, and those are literally so essential to making sure that you can get to the boss fight. And the reason for that is they get you your times up. If you can see in the top left hand corner there, I am on a times 7, and that is really good, to be honest with you. That's considered really good, and that just means that my score will go up really fast. And every 200,000 points you get an extra life. So if you've got a high times, then it's really good. You can get your lives up, and then once you got to 9 lives, which is the maximum, every single time you hit 200,000 points, it just spawns in something that will help you out. But yeah, if your times is down to like 1 or 2 and you're losing lives pretty fast, it's really hard to get them back. So mini games, if you're like having a shit time and you're on like a times 2, and yeah, you're just not getting it up, then mini games are quite helpful. There's another one later on where you just got to put your eggs in the basket, playing as that car again. It's really funny mini games. And then there's like a Pac-Man type one where you're you just got to collect all the gems around you'll see in a bit, but yeah, mini games are really helpful, even though they do look really funny. And then here we are on the Room of Fate here. We just got to climb this little temple. It's not too difficult. You just got to shoot in front of you and just be careful. Now we got to choose 4 rocks. Luckily, I choose the one with the Death Machine. Really happy with that. Death Machine's really helpful, especially once you get to the Room of Judgment. You can get your fate upgraded then, and then you get this Unlimited Death Machine upgraded, and it turns into an absolute beast. The other option would have been the Unlimited Speed, which is probably considered the best one, but I'm happy I got the Death Machine. And this particular room is actually quite difficult. It's so small. Some of these rooms are huge, some of them are small, some of them are just tight. They're all so different, and some are based off of online maps. I don't know if any of you guys remember any of the Black Ops 3 online maps. Evac is one of them, or one that you all should remember is Combine. That's on here. Metro. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Like, a lot of these maps are actually themed off of like actual online maps. So as you saw there, I just used a nuke. We do have nukes, and we have speed boosts as well if we ever need to get out of any tough situations. If you can see my gun, my bullets are purple. That's because this gun is double upgraded, and then when it goes down to red, that means it's only upgraded once, and then when it goes back to normal, then it's obviously normal. To upgrade your weapons, you just pick up skulls that are sometimes just dropped around the map. And then you have like a certain amount of time before the ammo on that runs out, and then it'll go back down to normal. And now this is what we spoke about earlier, the eggs in the basket one. Really funny mini game, and like, I mean, it looks really funny, but it is very helpful. And the more eggs you put in your basket, the higher you'll get your times. And it's really good to get my times up. Like, even if I got maximum lives, it's really good to get stuff that can help me out. Like, sometimes it spawns in like I don't know if you guys remember like the GI units from Black Ops 3 multiplayer. It spawns that in, and it's like very, very helpful. So yeah, it's always good to have a high times. That's why it can be very frustrating when you die. Like, I'm on times 8 right now. If I was to die here, which I'm sure I do in a minute, it takes a very long time to get a times that high back. And then now we're on to our first boss fight, which is the Magua. I mean, it's not that hard. I just need to ignore all the zombies, because it doesn't matter how many zombies I actually kill, this round is not going to end until that Magua's dead. So I just shoot the shit out of the Magua. The Magua hearts that are dropped around the map are basically like nukes, so they just kill everything. There we go, and there we go. Magua's dead. Easy peasy. That's because of the Death Machine. If I had speed boots, I would have been able to dodge everything and been very fast, but I wouldn't have been able to kill him back quickly. So this map is probably my worst arena. It's just so tight and it's just so hard to do well. This is probably the arena that is actually really good for speed boots, because when you've got speed boots, you run so fast, you can just like bump into them and you'd be fine because of how quick you're going. But obviously I don't have speed boots, so it's quite difficult to like get around. It's so tight and there's just so many easy spots you can get trapped in this one. So yeah, this is probably my worst one. A lot of the time when I'm having a bad game, it's usually, I always tell myself on that arena, like once I get past that one, it's all uphill from there. We got this arena, which is like really nice, really open, really easy to survive, and then a couple arenas after this are also quite easy to survive on. So once I got past that other arena, I can start getting my times up and getting my lives up. So this is the arena where I do the defeat the Stone Guardian, which is the Room of Judgment. I thought this was called the Room of Judgment. Anyway, yeah, this is quite hard, to be honest with you, and it is quite a long process. It just takes ages. I don't actually know the best way to do this, because I must be doing it wrong, because this took me a very long time to kill. Obviously, I'm not going to show you all of it, because you'd be sat here all day, but luckily, with the help of my death machine, we finally got that done. And now, once we've killed this thing, we get our fate upgraded. If you're in a multiplayer game, though, only one player, I'm pretty sure only one player can get theirs upgraded, so it's lucky I'm playing solo. And the death machine upgraded is just ridiculous. So from this point onwards, it's just so much easier. So as you can see, my shots are blue there, so it's not even purple anymore, it's blue, so it's just ridiculous. Like if I was to get purple ammo, which was like the best ammo from before, then it would be worse than the weapon I've got now. Like my gun's so OP. So here I'm just playing as the Wraith. It's really cool. You can get like tanks, Wraiths, like those big mech unit suits, and you can actually get a chicken as well, but they're like quite rare to find. So usually once I get to this point in the game, I usually start to tell myself, right, I'm like literally on the way to get into the boss fight now. It's only like not that many more arenas until we're actually there. So this is evac, obviously, if you guys remember, and this is the spawn, if you guys remember that as well. Obviously it's a little bit different because of like this, but yeah, this is actually the spawn, exactly the same. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And then I think the one after this will be Combine as well. That map is quite good, to be honest with you. I remember whinging about that map when the game was actually out, but that map was pretty good, and I feel like that map should definitely like make a comeback or something. That would be really interesting. Yeah, you get bonus rooms every now and then, which is also really helpful to get your times back up. Here we are on Combine. The challenge round for this one actually is those robots that you can see there, and what they do is the same as a zombie, except when you go into first person, they're able to one-hit you. So this one was kind of nerve-wracking, because whenever I go into first person, I kind of chill then. I'm like, oh, happy days, there we go. And then if I get injured and I'm about to die, I just press triangle to come out of it, and then I'm safe, because you get like a little ring around you for a couple of seconds, which gives you invincibility. And here's that mini game that I was on about earlier, I think. Yeah, this one's actually pretty good, actually. Like, all these yellow things that I'm collecting, they're all big diamonds, so that's really going to help my time. So as long as I don't die when I come out of this right after this, like, you look at my times there, I'm on the ×9. Unless you get a mini game, you are never ever going to get a ×9 unless you just stay alive forever. So it takes a really long time to get times that high. But I have 9 lives, so it's not the end of the world if I die. If I had 1 life and I died with a ×9, then I would have been absolutely fuming, because having a ×9 is the opportunity you need to get yourself back into the game. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. So 9 lives, we're all set. The next 2 arenas after this, I mean, well, the next one at least is really difficult. So it's a good job I'm coming into these arenas with loads of lives. So here, this is the most difficult one out of all of the challenge rounds. This challenge round is just dogs and dogs only. These things, honestly, like, it might not look that difficult, but fucking hell, every time they every time they touch you, they actually hit me, but they don't one-shot you like zombies do, because that wouldn't be fair. They just come at you so fast. Like, when you're like killing zombies like this, like, so when challenge rounds happen, actually, these zombies now get introduced to all the zombies. So everything's happening now, normal zombies and all that, and now the challenge rounds that you've already had, they're going to be part of all the zombies, if that makes sense. All the challenge rounds that I need to have, like, in the couple of rounds to go, you know what I mean, like maybe the next arena, those ones won't spawn in until I've had that challenge round. So now that the dogs are in, they're so annoying, because they just come out and like, look at that dog there sprinting towards me. It's so easy for them to down me. But anyway, we are in the last arena now. We just got to finish off this round and we'll be on to the boss fight. There's a few Margwas in here, but because I got this absolutely overpowered death machine, they're not really bosses anymore. This thing is too OP. So now I think we're moving on to the boss fight. Yeah, this is extremely difficult. And I would have actually tried to do this whole thing flawless, but I mean, because this boss fight is so difficult, there is absolutely no chance I'm trying that. I'm not getting this far into the, into this game just to get absolutely destroyed by the Silverback. So, I think I died a few times doing this, but I didn't put it in the video. But, yeah, he's a very difficult boss. So if you come into this with like 1 or 2 lives, your chances are you're probably not going to beat him, because he just boosts into you and you don't expect it. He drops gas, which is just really annoying. But yeah, there we go. We defeated the Silverback. And that is basically it. That is round 50 on every single Black Ops 3 zombie map and completing Dead Ops. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.